Yeah, hello everyone. Very good evening to everyone present here. So, we will be having a mock live interview session. So, let's wait for a few minutes so that the audience can join and then we can start. Yeah, so good evening everyone. So, let us begin today. So, this is a mock live interview. Um, so, today we have Aakash Chaudhary with us who will be interviewing. And yeah, hello Gokul. Yeah, welcome to the streaming. Yeah. And let me introduce myself. My name is Gourav Kumar Shaw, and I am a mentor at Geeks4Geeks. And today I will be the interviewer. Okay. So let's start then. And one more information that I would like to share is that if you are preparing for your interviews and placements, for your internships and placements, and you would like to have your mock interview scheduled with any of the mentors at Geeks4Geeks, you can fill up the form link that is in the description. And also, you can fill up your interview experiences as well. Okay, so this is an extremely great opportunity for getting yourself prepared for the interviews. Okay, mock interviews are very important if you are trying to prepare for your internships and placements. Okay, so let me share the screen with Akash. So hello
Yeah.
Akash, how are you?
Hi, I'm great.
Yeah, you're great. Okay, Akash. So let us begin with the interview then. Would you like to please introduce yourself to me and the audience present here?
Sure. First of all, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I am Aakash Chaudhary. Currently, I am in my final year at LNCT, Bhopal, pursuing BTech in Electronics and Communication Engineering. My technical, my technical part include full stack app development, you can say, and my technical uh, skills I use is mainly about the backend development, which is Node.js, Express, and Postgres. And I also have multiple internship experiences and some hackathon experiences, you can say. So yeah, that was about me.
That's very well, Akash. It seems that you have a well diversified CV. So let us begin with our questions then. Would you like to please share your screen?
Yeah, sure.
So I think it's shared already. Yeah, you can open
Yeah.
the doc file. Okay. So as you
Hmm.
can see, I have shared a doc file with Akash, and I will be posting the questions there, and Akash will be typing out his approach. Okay. So just a minute. Let me share the question. Yeah. So Akash, can you see the question there?
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can
So let
see
me
the
read it
question.
out for you. So
Hmm.
basically, in this question, it is asking that you have been given an array of size n, which contains n integers, and you have to find a
Hmm.
contiguous subarray containing at least one number, which has the maximum sum, and you have to return its sum. Okay. So as you can see that
Okay.
in the example, if the array size is 5 and the input is 1, 2, 3, minus 2, and 5, the output will be 9. Okay, because the maximum subarray is 9 as 1 plus 2 plus 3 minus 2 plus 9. Okay.
Hmm.
So basically,
Okay.
there are negative numbers in the array, so you have to be careful with this. Okay, so
Yeah,
you
I
can
got
start.
it. Um, I think what I can do here is I can have a variable, let's say current sum, and a max sum which we have to return. So the current sum will iterate through the array. Like, let me just go with the example. Um, yeah. So according to the example, we have current sum is equals to 0 and response which is 0 initially. So what we can do, like current sum will iterate through the array, like in the when it's at 0, the current sum will be 1, then it will be added, then at the next step it will be 3, then at the next step it will be 6, then with minus 2, it will be 4. Like in the case when the current sum becomes less than 0, we will we will make it again to 0. I should say this might be the right approach.
Yeah, why
Let's
should you
make
make
in
that
case,
0?
because like we need the maximum sum. In case current sum is minus in is in negative, then it might have let's say current sum is minus 11, then the next two elements might be 1 and 2. But still the sum will be minus 8 of, like, we need to restart from here. We need to restart the current sum from here such that it starts from 0, then it counts 1 and 2 as a new sub array, and that way we can get the maximum sum. So like it's
Okay,
mainly
very
the
well.
Cadan algorithm. um, yeah, is the approach good enough?
Yes, your approach is good enough. Can you write a small pseudocode and do a dry run?
Sure. Let me make
Do a dry run with a new
response.
example, not with the example given already.
Yeah, sure. Let's take example as 1 minus 4 2 3 5. So let's take this example now. For So what we are going to do is print some plus equals array of I, and if, like, first of all, let's make rest in case all the array, like all the elements in the array will be negative. We need the maximum negative number. I think that might be a case. So what I can do is rest equals max of this one and some here. And if parent sum is less than 0, then we'll make parent sum equals 0. So that's the approach. Um, yeah, is
Okay.
it? Yeah,
Yeah,
is it
your
hard
approach
to?
seems correct. I am
Mhm.
giving an example in the doc. Can you do a dry run of that example? Okay.
Sure.
See, I have pasted a value here. Minus 2, minus 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 5,
Mhm.
and minus 3. Do a dry run with your code that you have written. Just explain it
Okay,
to me the first few iterations and then you can proceed ahead.
sure. So let me, yeah. So here the current sum will be minus 2, and the minus 2 will be stored in res. First of all, like in this step, current sum, like minus 2 will be added to the current sum, and the rest will be updated. And since the current sum is less than 0, current sum will be resetted to 0. So like it will be again 0. For minus 3, current sum will be minus 3 first of all. Then we will check it with the response. Again, the current sum will be 0 as it is less than 0. In case of 4, the current sum will be 4. It will update the res as res will be max of res comma current sum. And in the next step, we'll add -1 in it. So it will become 3. The current will become 3. Res won't be updated as it already stores the 4. In the next step, it will the current sum will become 1, and in the next step, it will become 2, then it will become 7. So 7 will update the response, the res variable, and yeah, at the end, the current sum will be 4. So 7 will be the answer
And
as this is the max element stored in the res. Yeah,
okay, very good. I'm pasting the problem link on the doc. Just submit that problem and see whether this code gives AC or not.
sure, sure.
Just a minute. Yeah, I think you can see the link.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, so let it be long. Yeah, this is right. Arrays input. Good. All right. So make address. Okay. Done. Let me check for some error. Okay, everything is fine. Okay, so let's submit. Yeah, it worked. Yep.
Okay. Yes, that's very well, Akash. So let's proceed to the next question.
Cool, cool.
Okay, so Akash, do you know what exactly does it mean by saying that there is a cycle in a graph?
Yes, yes. I like whenever the same element comes twice, like same element comes again, there might be the cycle in the graph.
Okay, there might be a cycle in the graph. So
There
can you
is a
just
cycle.
describe how will you, if I'm, let's say I'm giving you a graph, so what will be
Mhm.
your approach that how can you detect a cycle in the graph?
Okay, I can traverse through the graph using BFS or DFS, and if it is fine, and we can traverse through the graph, and whenever like um, the next element is visited, whenever the next element will be visited, and it's not the previous element of the current element,
It's
in
not the
that case
previous
we will
element
say
of the current element.
right, like in case we have for one element, for one let's say node, we have multiple nodes connected to it, and then any of the node which is already visited and it's not the previous node, like we'll have to keep the track of the previous node. So if it is
Okay.
not the previous node and it is visited, then we will say there is a cycle in the graph. So yeah,
Okay,
this
so
is the
how
approach.
will you find that?
We will keep track of the previous node, and we'll have a first of all we'll do a traversal. Like let's say we can use DFS or BFS, both is fine. And
Okay.
I think, yeah,
So,
I'll go with DFS.
okay, I want you to do with BFS. Can you do a iterative approach?
Sure, sure, sure.
Write a pseudocode in the doc itself first, then we will proceed.
Hmm.
I have already put up a starter function. So basically, you have a integer value v, which contains the number of nodes or
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
vertices, and adjacency list representation of the graph is given to you. Now you can proceed.
Cool. So need to have a queue. Like first of all, we're gonna add a queue since it is BFS, and of node. Um, no, okay, int is fine, and we need to have a track of the previous the previous node. So in that case, we're gonna have a queue. Let's say vector int of previous is of size v. Let's say we for every element we're gonna have some previous node. If this is the first element, then the previous node is -1. So that's why I have initiated with a -1. Let's say we need a visited. What I think we should do vector b 0 or false and pass it here. The current node, obviously. Current node. Yeah. So hmm, let's just do the BFS for all the elements. 0, I plus plus. Um, the current element instead of I true. And um, let's do the BFS call here. Yeah, this cycle v at list visited and I. So in case this is true, then we will
Uh,
return.
Akash, can you tell me what
Yeah,
exactly is your function cycle helper is doing?
this is for BFS. We can name it BFS. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, this seems better.
Okay, so basically you have declared a queue and what will it do? Can you describe the working of BFS?
Sure, sure. So, like how BFS works, like um, breadth first of all. For every level, it searches. Like if we have the current element, and it will go for all its connected elements and add it into the queue, and until the current level is traversed, like until the current level is completely traversed, it won't add the next level, like it just put it into the queue and it won't traverse through the next level. So that's mainly about the queue, and the current size of the queue will define the current level. So that is how PFS will work here. And yeah, in that case, the same thing as I told in PFS. If the um, what's say if the connected element is not a previous element but it's visited, in that case we're gonna return it is a cycle. So yeah, that's how BFS will work here. And this cycle BFF will just like return in case we find a true. Like I need to, like I've started the coding. I think this will return if there is a cycle in current, like current connected component. For the current connected component, if there is a cycle, so this function will return true. So yeah,
Yeah, hello Akash.
yeah.
Can you go over to that if function you have written that if the visited is true and is cycle
Mhm.
BFS, what exactly is it returning? Whether it is
This will return true. I
for
mean,
what?
if the for in like in case we have a cycle in the current connected component, it will go for all the like this for loop will go through all the connected components. Like just make a graph. 4 will be
So
back to,
if that for
let's
loop
say.
is going across all the connected components, then why it should be that
Mm-hmm.
first you are checking that it is true or not? If it is already visited, then you
Okay,
should not
okay.
visit it, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, right. If it's not visited, yeah. If the current visited is false, sorry. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then we will return. Yeah. So this will be the approach. And in case all the connected components are not a cycle, then we will return a false. So this function is the key function in this question. So we are searching for cycle in current connected component. So how we can do this is by like using the queue. Like just let's just make the current node as node as true, and we should add it in the queue node. Yeah. So we have added in the queue. So let's start the while loop. while while q dot size equals 0 or yeah, 0. So this while loop like go it will iterate through the queue and until the size like the size of queue is let's just get the top and and here and n equals node equals q dot the front element because the front element will be something will go through it so that's and we'll pop the queue and I might think that will go through all its connected components. Yeah, in case, so we are going through all its connected components, and in case we find something something which is already visited and it's not the parent. Yeah, so that's what we are trying to find. Let's make it. Okay, okay. I need some here for auto to the parent. So what current will go? Okay, sorry, not parent. So current will go through all the adjacent nodes of the that parent node, which was in the front of the queue. So that's what will the current will do. And as I said, the logic, the main logic lies here. Like if it is not visited, first of all, if the current if visited of current is false, then we will simply do the BFS thing that we used to do, like adding like making the current visited first of all equals true and now we will push it into the queue, push the current and we will set its parent like the parent into the previous node, like the parent of the current previous node of the current will be the parent which we have stored as the front of the queue. So this will be in case the current element is not visited. Else, if it is visited, else is visited. Um, if the parent parent of the current node is not the parent. Sorry, parent node. Previous node of the current is not equals to the current parent. Then we will find like we are going to consider that we have found a cycle. Yeah. In case the whole component is searched, like when the while loop ends when the queue is empty, then we can consider that whole like all the connected component is scanned like is traversed. So we will return false in case we haven't found any cycle. So that's I think, yeah, yeah.
Yes,
So
Akash.
that is the PFS. Hmm.
Okay. So just a minute, let me check with few things. Okay. On an overview, your code seems correct to me. So can you explain it to me that why are you initially declaring the previous node with all the values as -1?
Because in case like the parent, there is like this is the first node. In case this is the first node, the parent is not specified. We can also we like some element should be there. So that's why I have selected -1, because in case the limit, it depends
You
on the
can set it
constraint.
at 0 also.
Yeah, right. Like it depends on the constraint too. Like in case zero is like zero can be any node, so that's why -1.
Okay, yes, yes. Yeah. 0 can be
Yeah,
any node, so it's better to take a
right.
negative number.
Hmm.
Okay. One more thing.
Hmm. It was somewhere difficult to dry run this question, so that's why I started with coding part.
Yes, yes, yes. I understand that. Okay, yeah, your code looks good to me. So I am pasting the link of the question on GFG portal. You can just
Sure,
submit
sure,
your the code and check for its correctness.
sure.
Yeah, it's pasted.
Hmm. Yeah. This page is
Hello, Akash. Any issues?
yeah, yeah. This like the document was not working properly. Okay. So
Yeah, you can compile the code and see if
yeah,
there are
this
any
looks
errors.
fine. Yeah. Cycle. Okay, is it? And is your yeah, same. Declaration. Okay, okay. So should have been working, but we just do something. Hmm.
Can you just magnify your
Hmm.
screen a bit so that I can see and if possible may help?
Yeah, sure.
So what exactly is the error?
Hmm. Um, like it's showing declaration of adjacency as array of references. So let me just compile again. Okay, no matching function called this cycle BFS util.
Check the parameter list
Just
and maybe
sure.
you're missing something.
Hmm. Yeah, wait. P adjacency and stat. Status. Oh, sorry. True. Yeah, I think this is fine now. Hmm. Yeah, this is working. So, okay, 5 out of 10. 4, 2, 1, minus. Okay. Okay.
What can be the issue here?
So in this case, for 4 it's 2, for 1 it's 2. Okay, it's showing that there is a cycle, but there is not any cycle. Okay, for 1 it's. Hmm. I think we need to reset the visited every time. Will it work? No. Okay. For 2 it's 3. Like the edit is in this phase. Like for 4, 2 is the connected component. So 2 is marked as visited. But for 1 again it comes 2, and the 2 that and there it's returning a cycle. So for 4 it's 2, 1.
Like, why is your code outputting 1? It should be 0, right?
Mhm. Right. It's showing that there's cycle. Like I know there's a reason. Like for four, the connected component is two, and two is set as like two is made like visited true. It just pushes in this else as the previous node of one is not equals to two.
Yes.
So that's what I'm.
So basically, yeah, there is a
Mhm.
mistake basically. So you have to check. Means,
Okay.
if it is a visited node, then you have to check whether it is the parent of the node
Yeah.
or not. Okay. So small error is there in that one. Like,
Okay. Okay. If it is visited, then it is parent or not. If it is like that's what I'm doing here.
yes, if the previous node is
Correct.
not equal to its parent node, should return true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yes, you are doing that only. Can you please check with the indexes? Means, I think in the question, the nodes are
Yeah.
given in a zero-based indexing or
Mm-hmm.
one-based indexing. Kindly check that. And your yeah, it is given zero-based indexing. Okay, then I don't think there should be any issue.
Okay. Right.
And
Yeah. It is. Mm-hmm. Can make a like we don't need a set here. Like we can add a set of parent nodes, but um, I think this is the right solution. Um, yeah. Is there any changes you would suggest?
just a minute. Yeah, I would like to you to suggest that what you can do here is do not
Mm-hmm.
maintain a previous node kind of vector. Just uh, uh,
Okay.
just put the parent. For example, let's say whenever you are going to across any particular node, just keep from where that node has come. Okay, if the node number two is coming from one, it means that just store the in the queue itself. Okay, so
Okay.
maybe that type the concept will both be same, but the chances of error decreases when you do it in that way.
Okay. So parent, right? Okay. Let me do something else. Yeah. Right. So here I lost the
Oh, okay.
um,
Yes. Let's submit it
previous.
again.
Okay. Yeah. So here this was. Mhm. Yeah. It worked.
Yeah, okay, Akash, that's very well. Yeah. So we have almost come to an end of the interview, and now I will be sharing my feedback, and it's for Akash and all the audiences
Yeah.
who have joined with us.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
yeah. So Akash, can you tell me? So why exactly was there an error at the last point? Like, keep the dog shared. Keep the dog shared.
Like. Okay. Yeah. Sure. So like it was mainly due to lack of, I think, dry run. Let's say we
Okay.
had to do
Uh, I don't think
like
dry
in
run because
case
this is
one
a
is
DFS
already.
algorithm.
Mhm,
This is a
mhm,
DFS algorithm, and there is only one standard set of algorithm, and you don't have to do a dry run to possibly make it understand. I guess
right,
you
right.
have declared two variables. The first one was current, and the next one was parent. So you kind of
Hmm,
mixed the both the variables while you were writing the if condition.
right,
Okay. So,
right.
just according to me, I think that
Hmm,
basically, let's say, whenever you are on any node, let's call that node, just name the variable as node. And whatever the node previous to that node, let's call it the parent of
okay,
that
okay.
node. And whatever node that will come after that node, let's call it
Hmm,
adjacent of the node. Okay. If you would have maintained a variable
hmm,
like nomenclature in this fashion, the present node, its parent, and its
yeah.
adjacent node. Okay. So in that case, maybe
Hmm,
it would be better to maintain the variables, the flow of writing the code. You would not have mixed up. But nevertheless, both were correct.
hmm,
It was just from my point of view.
okay.
Okay. So although this is not a
Yeah, right.
not a very
Hmm,
great mistake
I
or
got it.
anything like that. Okay. So
Hmm,
so the next thing that I would like to say was in the first question. The first question that I gave you was it was you have to find a
hmm,
subarray which contains the maximum sum. Okay.
hmm.
So in that subarray, negative
Maximum.
numbers
Yeah,
were
right.
also present. So basically, what I wanted to know was what
Hmm,
I wanted to basically hear from you was that you go in a step-by-step approach. Basically, that is, you first do a brute
okay.
force approach
Hmm,
when you try to move across all possible subarrays by doing a nested for loop, and then try to find out the maximum value. Okay, but you directly jump to the Cadian's
hmm,
algorithm.
okay.
Okay, and
Yeah, right. Right.
one more thing in interviews, what happens here is that interview doesn't actually needs to know the name of special algorithms like it's Cadian algorithm or anything like that. Like
Hmm,
maybe the interviewer may ask you, but you're not supposed to say
okay.
once you read the problem, you're not supposed to directly say that this is a Cadian's algorithm problem. Okay,
Hmm, right, right.
it means that you already know that stuff, and basically, so what the interview basically looks is that how you're approaching the problem from the brute force approach to
Hmm,
the highly optimized approach, and you're not supposed to directly jump to the highly optimized
right.
approach. Okay, so you would have done
Hmm,
a bit of
right.
improvement there, and overall, according to
Hmm,
me, your interview was quite great. You were able to answer both the questions, and your communication skills
hmm,
were also very apt. So yeah, so overall, it was very good. And for the audience who have joined with us today, so this is for all the students who are preparing for their internships and placements. If you would like to have an interview scheduled with the mentors at Geeks for Geeks, you can fill the form in the description, and we will have it arranged. Okay. And Akash, do you have anything to ask?
um, no, not like.
Okay, so Akash, tell me, how do you feel? How do your interview
I
went?
think like mhm. It was great. Like the questions, there was some like these questions were famous questions which I have practiced. So yeah, I knew the like the approach was in mind. So that's why I answered real quick. But I think in case the question might have been harder, like um, so do you think like the companies like Amazon, Microsoft, these companies ask harder questions than these famous things?
Yes, yes. Amazon and
Harder,
Microsoft do
right?
ask
Yeah.
harder questions. Yeah. So
Right.
basically, like
So.
I have personally given the interview of Amazon, and in that interview,
Hmm.
basically, I was asked two questions. One was involving a multi-source
Hmm.
VFS, and one involved a
Okay.
combination sum dynamic programming question. So both questions
Okay.
were like
Hmm.
medium to hard category,
Medium
and
hard. Right. Right.
and Microsoft also asked questions somewhat not related to data structure that we know, like for example, uh, like LRU,
Hmm.
LFU cache or something like that, or writing a linked
Yeah.
list part. So those questions are kind of the ask. So the purpose of the
Hmm.
mock interview was that the most important part in any interview is that communicating your knowledge. Okay, so everyone is
Hmm.
well
Right.
prepared for the interview, but sometimes students lack that they are not able to effectively communicate to the interviewer, and this
Hmm.
becomes a deciding factor for the whether they get the offer or not. So practicing mock interview
Hmm.
will basically help you to channelize whatever you know in the form of English, in the English word, so that you can convey to the interviewer. Okay, and
Right.
overall your interview was great. From knowledge point of view, you were perfectly apt, and communication was also good. And just as I said, first you have to
Hmm.
basically tell a brute force approach, and then finally move to the optimized approach.
Hmm.
Okay, so yeah, that's it from my side.
Yep.
Okay, and yeah,
Okay.
I hope you enjoyed this session, and I hope that everyone who joined this
Yeah.
session live over you found it very, very helpful. And I would like to just say once again that if you would like to have our interview scheduled, you can just fill the form in the description. Yeah, thank you very much, Akash.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone, for joining with us today. Have a nice day ahead. Bye bye.